Welcome to the September Ordinary Council meeting of Muswellbrook Shire Council, being held in the TEC Meeting Room Level 1 Tertiary Education Centre in Hill Street, Muswellbrook, Tuesday 23 September 2025. I declare the meeting open at 6 p.m. Please note the meeting is recorded and will be made available on the Council's website. First of all, we'll deal with an application for attendance via audio-visual link. So an application for attendance via audio-visual link has been received by Councillor McNeil. We need a mover and a seconder for that authority be given that Councillor McNeil to attend the meeting via video link due to work commitments out of the Shire. Someone want to move it? Councillor Douglas, Councillor Barry. Seconded. All those in favour? None against. Declare that carried. Thank you. The acknowledgement of country today will be Councillor Hartley.
Thank you. Council would like to respectfully acknowledge the local Aboriginal people who are the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which this meeting takes place.
Thanks, Councillor Hartley. Councillor Dunn will read the civic prayer.
Almighty God, from whom comes every good and perfect gift, we give you thanks for the blessings you bestow upon us in this Shire. Grant to those who hold office in this council the spirit of justice and truth, of wisdom and charity, that mindful of our responsibility and of the needs of those we serve, we may promote the true welfare of your people, exercise wisely and faithfully the authority committed to us, and advance the common good. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Dunn. Please be seated. We have voted. No apologies tonight. We have a full contingent at the meeting tonight. Confirmation of minutes. So you have the minutes provided in front of you, minutes from the previous meeting. So the minutes of the Ordinary Council meeting held on 26 August 2025 and the extraordinary Council meeting held on 9 September 2025, copies of which you all have in front of you. I taken that they are read and confirmed as a true record. Does someone want to move that way? Councillor Douglas, by a seconder. Councillor Hartley. All those in favour? Any against? Declare those minutes moved and carried. We'll now move on to item 6, our disclosures of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Starting on my left, Councillor Douglas. Councillor Scholes.
No.
Councillor Morris.
No.
Councillor Barry.
Item 10.1.2, temporary workforce accommodation policy for adoption. I have a significant non-pecuniary interest. I'm employed by AGL, who have an interest in temporary housing within the Shire.
Thank you, Councillor Barry. Councillor Marshall.
No. Again. Yes, today I have one. Just 10.1.3 to Council Planning and Environment and Regulatory Service. One of the property listed in this code INYY on it.
Thank you, Councillor Mahajan. Councillor McNeil.
Nil.
Councillor Bailey. Councillor Hartley.
None, thank you.
Councillor Dunn.
No.
And Councillor Wood.
No.
I have none to declare myself. Either. We'll now move on to the next item is the mayoral minute. Again, I'll take that mayoral minute as read. The mayoral minute is fairly self-explanatory, and of course we're not getting ahead of ourselves regarding what lies ahead of us, but I thought it was important to recognise quite remarkable progress made on the pilot project during the course of the year. So that's the Thomas Mitchell Drive, the industrial expansion pilot. It's gone from being an idea at the start of the year to now the project well underway. With funding secured from master planning from both the Commonwealth Government and the New South Wales Government as well. Much of this interest, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Emily Suval, who's done an enormous amount of work in regards to putting this together. And Emily, further on top of that, when she's in our Shire all the time lately, she was here for the business breakfast recently, but she's also chairs the current committee on that pilot project. And she's doing a fantastic job. She certainly, she chaired the recent inquiry into mining land, and she's done a fair bit of work. So it would be remiss of me, particularly if I didn't mention Emily Suval. That said, as I say, you all have it. Have I a mover and a seconder? Someone remove it. Councillor Morris, Councillor Bailey. Anyone wish to speak? Any comments?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to say congratulations to all involved. I don't think we can overstate just how important that is. And I'd like to also 100% support the focus being on jobs, being both politically and environmentally agnostic. So, yeah, extremely well done.
Thanks, Councillor McNeil. So we have a mover and a second. No further comment. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that carried. Thank you. In public participation tonight, we have a Mr. Burt in support of item 10.11, section 8.2, so the review of DA 2023-72, the Childcare Centre, 200 Bridge Street, Muswellbrook. Mr. Burt, we'll ask you to come stuck to on my right here.
Thank you.
You'll have 2 minutes, 2 minutes to speak, and then if you'll hang around, I'll give you an idea when you've got 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then if you hang around for any councillors who may have questions.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me this evening. I just wanted to come and present. I'm representing the owners of 206 Bridge Street in Muswellbrook. Worked to lodge the application in mid-2023 for the childcare. We went through a consultative process with the planners, heritage advisors and engineers to come up with the final solution and present to council in January of 2025, which was subsequently refused by the councillors on the grounds of heritage, traffic and site suitability. We subsequently lodged a request for review of this, given the council officers' recommendation for it, and just really wanted to run through those items tonight. Obviously, the request to review under heritage, with reviewed by heritage, the planners have now identified that there is no merit in that under the Planning Act for the heritage refusal in their revised response. Not suitability and interface to joint owners, we worked intensively with the council planners to adopt that interface, and your planners have also now suggested that it is suitable given the commercial zoning and the requirements of the set. The traffic was probably the major concern, I think, council at the last meeting, and one of the main issues from one of the objectives was the loss of the car parking on Bridge Street. Our original proposal didn't require the removal of that car parking. That was through the consultation with the council engineering department to essentially force people to drive into the car park, drop off and pick up rather than from the street.
30 seconds, Mr. Burt.
Yeah. Nature of childcare is obviously sign in, sign out. All children are escorted in and out of facilities. So we believe that the current traffic solution is safe for the application. We're comfortable with the condition of the safety barrier that's been suggested in the review of the determination by council planners. And if councillors wanted to make that a condition, we're accepting of that. We're also accepting of the reinstatement of the 4 car parks on Bridge Street. That is, sorry to councillors, it's not required for our proposal and was something driven by Transport New South Wales and Engineering Department. So based on that, we respectfully request you review the decision based on the revised report from council planners and engineers and provide approval.
Nice, thank you, Mr. Burt. Any questions, councillors? Any questions at all?
You talk about it.
Just step up, please.
You talk about a drop off and pick up.
Yeah.
Have you had any consideration for all the events that will be held there, like the Family Day, Grandparents' Day, that are held at all the local daycare facilities? How will you facilitate the traffic then?
Well, I mean, so to any other childcare centre that has on-site parking for what's required under the set. So I mean, we comply with that. That it'll have to overflow to the surrounding streets as we would do in any other childcare centre. I mean, you can't pay for a single day with parking on site, but the parking that's been provided is compliant. So that's what we're required to provide under the planning legislation. That's what's been provided.
Questions? Any other councillors?
It's not really a question, but I just, and obviously, that's just, I know the traffic plan says it works, but a driveway on off onto Bridge Street at a position there for through traffic. I have great concern with regards to traffic, any traffic trying to cross the northbound traffic to then head south.
It's a left-in, left-out.
Left-hand and left-hand, are we?
Yeah, so that was part of the requirements from the engineering department.
Yeah. How do we police that is my concern as well.
So there's a median that forces people to go left. People obviously can do the wrong thing and drive over medians, but I mean that was what was put in place by the engineering department, went through the Muswellbrook Traffic Safety Committee, met with Transport New South Wales. So,
I've seen the effectiveness of the no right turn coming out of the 7-Eleven in Maitland Street, which is just about nil.
yeah.
So I do have concerns with regards to that. It's a very soft. If we were saying we had a traffic plan where we had a median strip in the middle, I'd have some degree of thing. I know we don't have that control. It's not our road, but I still have concerns with regards to the traffic pulling out and trying to head south.
Yeah.
Councillor Scholes, any further questions? Councillor Ward?
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Car. 1, 2, 3, 0.
Councillor Ward, you're talking about the no stopping zone.
Yeah.
In essence, you're concerned about the length of the no stopping zone, the potential for car accidents.
Oh no.
Enrollments of children.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Councillor Ward's asking a question about enrolments at the intended enrolments at the preschool are triggering a number of staff.
Yeah.
And if council was to reduce the enrolments by 10, what impact would that have?
Yeah.
On the development.
Yeah.
I mean, we have an operator that will operate the facility, so we'd have to go back to them. What's the basis for reducing the 10 places? I mean, there's a metric where they work.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Burke. I believe Councillor Ward's concern is that if we reduce the number of students, it would possibly reduce the number of teachers by 1, perhaps.
Yeah.
And that would make the car park more compliant.
Yeah.
If council wants to, I mean, we'd rather take that as a condition than a refusal. So, I mean, if that's what is required to get an approval, we'd be willing to entertain that.
Is there any other questions from councillors? I have a couple. Any questions from councillors? Mr. Burke, in the report I have in front of me, it's from a group called 8 Mile Planning.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things in that report in their response to council. One of them was they raised the issue that council staff had recommended approval.
Yep.
And councillors, which is everyone you see around this table, obviously didn't agree with that proposal. And there's a comment here, and I don't know whether you can comment or not. I imagine you would be aware of what's in the report. They claim that there was little evidence that the decision makers, so people you see around this table, there's little evidence that the decision makers undertook a proper and structured consideration on mandatory matters. What exactly do you think they were referring to, or do you know what they were referring to when councillors had little evidence that decision makers undertook a proper and structured consideration?
I'd suggest that what they're getting at is the council planners went through a structured assessment against the set, each one which was in that report, and then from what was provided back as the determination, there's 3 paragraphs. So I would suggest that that's what they're referring to, that there's obviously a refusal with 3 paragraphs. There's an assessment in the council report that suggests that, say, heritage is acceptable, and then there's a determination that says it's not. The council report has references and evidence as to why it could be supported. We haven't seen any, I suppose, reason why it's not. We've just seen the refusal. So I'd suggest that's what they're really to.
Thanks, Mr. Burke. I have one more.
Yeah.
In the response from 8 Mile Planning, it says it talks about one of the issues that the developer relies on is that clearly serving the public interest and much needed childcare facility in Muswellbrook. Are you aware of how many childcare facilities we already have approved in Muswellbrook? You're not
Currently functioning, or
no, approved but not being built.
I'm not. As I said, we've got an operator who will operate the facility who believe there's sufficient demand for childcare. And I mean, if you review the analytical data on Facebook, there's obviously a shortage of childcare and long wait times to get into childcare. Why they're not being built, I'm not sure. Our operator's ready to go and build it. but I can't expect with the other approved places.
I try not to analyse data or places.
No, I know, but like, I mean, there's obviously commentary on there that is very hard to find childcare places within the Muswellbrook area.
It's interesting. One of the issues, I'm not sure whether you are aware of it, certainly appears the applicant isn't aware, like my planning isn't aware. So we have a number of them already approved. We have a number of them operating. They're not operating currently at capacity. Now, one of those reasons is they can't get childcare workers.
And look,
That's not just unique to Muswellbrook, that's unique to regional New South Wales, but that's why. So I don't know. I'd be interested to know how all of a sudden that this applicant thinks they can get 19 childcare workers when the current ones we have operating here now can't even get enough right now.
I suppose that's an operating.
It is an operating.
Not a planning issue.
No, it's not. But
yeah.
Not Mr. Burt, but it's one of the issues you rely on. One of the issues you rely on is as much needed childcare in Muswellbrook. So,
I think that's obviously an add-on planning, but I mean, under the application against the planning legislation, that's a criteria.
I'm only referring to your report.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any further questions for Mr. Burt? Thank you, Mr. Burt.
No problem, thank you.
We'll move on to business arising. So there is no business arising from the previous minutes. We'll move straight into business. So our first item of business is in fact the one we've just heard on. So it's the planning and environment. It's the review of the childcare centre in 200 Bridge Street, Muswellbrook. There is a recommendation in front of you that council supports the section 8.2 review by amending its determination of DA 2023-72 and granting development consent subject to the recommended conditions of the consent provided in attachment E. Councillors, have I a mover? I haven't. No mover?
Yeah.
Councillor Barry, moving. No seconder? Have I a seconder? Okay, Councillor Barry, you wish to be heard?
In a different part of my daily life, I actually work in safety. I have significant concerns still around traffic management, how we will manage the traffic, how the business will manage the traffic to not turn south onto that highway. So as a result of that, I will be actually voting against this application.
Councillor Marshall.
I've actually had the privilege of living about 500 metres down from this, well, actually virtually straight across the road. Building and that was a lot of years ago when there wasn't as much traffic as what there is now, and there was significant traffic problems then with the crashes and accidents and truck rollovers and all that sort of thing in the past. And I too not happy at all with the way the car park's set up, the traffic flow going in and out of the same driveway. That's all I would say.
Anyone else wish to be heard?
Student centre, cars,
Traffic? Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 0.
Is this the matter? Sorry, yes. Is this the matter we referred to previously, Councillor Ward?
Yeah.
So in essence, the matter is that we would like consideration to be made, Councillor, in favour of the proposal to reduce the number of students by 10.
Yeah.
So that we could possibly reduce the number of required car parks. Okay.
I would support that.
Okay. We'll have a mover and a seconder. There's no further comment, no question. I'll put that. All those in favour? Motion now is lapsed. The mover.
Did Councillor Ward foreshadow?
Oh, you foreshadowed the motion?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll second.
So foreshadowed, so the motion is to lower the numbers.
Yeah.
by 10,
Yeah.
which would decrease the need for one teacher.
Yeah.
Councillor Ward, Councillor Douglas, wish to speak. Anyone wish to speak?
Thank you. Understanding reducing the teacher by one or the students by 10 to reduce the teachers by one. What change will that have on the traffic conditions effectively? What's going to change for the safety or the egress and entry to the property? If that's just reducing teacher by one or increasing the car space, I'm assuming it's to increase the car space by car space.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is going to be.
Councillor Morris. Anyone else wish to speak? Councillor Scholes.
I again still have problems with the traffic. I would potentially suggest the application is 3 years too early. Once the bypass goes in and the traffic is in Bridge Street is greatly reduced and we don't have trucks going past, because the issue I think will be greatly reduced. I would potentially suggest, until the bypass goes in, this is the wrong thing in the wrong place.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. You realise you were all getting recorded there, Councillor Scholes, when you said 3 years.
Well, I will note there is a report later in the document today, a letter from the local area from the transport manager for the local area, Anna, and she basically quotes that the out to tender towards the end of this year, start construction 2 years thereafter. So we're a long way away from the bypass. I was happy to see it.
Okay. Right. First of all, deal with the original motion. Oh, sorry, Councillor Neil.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just in relation to Councillor Ward's proposed amendment and Councillor Morris's question, would that proposed amendment then make the application compliant with regard to the DCP, which, from what I read, was 3 car parks short of the requirement?
Mr. Mayor, councillors. Yes, is the short answer. The way the car park is structured at the moment, I think that there's a space at the end of the driveway shown as a drop-off zone, which there is no, I suppose, way of stopping someone from parking in that spot. So we're actually counting that as a parking spot. And the current garbage facilities are also probably not in a really good location. And once they redesign that might free up another parking spot, plus the reduction in enrolments would give us that 3rd spot.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. What we need to do, we'll put the first motion, so the original motion. We didn't get any support for it, but we need a show of hands. So that's the motion you have in your business paper to support the application. So the original motion, I'll put that. All those in favour? There's no one. All against? Declare that motion lost. I'll now put the foreshadowed motion. So the foreshadowed motion, which is Councillor Ward's, to reduce the numbers. We've debated that now, so I'll put that this is the shadowed motion. So what the shadowed motion is, and I'll be clear, the shadowed motion is to reduce the amount of pupils by 10, kids by 10, which will then reduce the need for one teacher.
Subject to the decreasing enrolment numbers by 10 to replace numbers of to reduce number of teachers by 1. So approve. So we're still recommending to approve.
So this is for approval, but with those reduced numbers. We've debated that. Councillor Dunn, you had a question?
Just to say that I'm very concerned about the no parking zone at the front of the childcare centre. I think we need to apply for a change where people can park there in between, say, 9 and 4, because I think it's taking away that whole area which will greatly affect local businesses.
I think that's separate to
Oh,
councillor
okay.
Ward's, councillor Ward's motion.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Can be an amendment,
If you want to
amend.
amend the foreshadowed motion, or
Yeah.
do you want to, or do you want to see, what do you want to do?
Yes,
You can.
yes, yes.
Okay. So the amendment is, Steve?
That we review the times for the no parking zone to enable people to park there during the day and at night, and also for so that it doesn't affect local businesses.
Accept that. Yep, and I accept that
Would that,
amendment to our,
would that then affect the number of parks? You're restricting those numbers. You said you can't park on the road at start time and finish time.
So, Mr Mayor and councillors, the current calculations are based on there being a no stopping zone there. That was a request from our engineers.
Sure.
Councillor Dunn makes a very valid point that when the childcare centre is not open at night times and weekends, it would be useful to have that parking there. And it is possible to do a time limited no parking zone. The actual details and the times we would discuss with the local traffic committee. We can amend that draft condition.
Thank you.
Stephen's accepted that and I've accepted it as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, someone's going to have to give me a hand to read what is written on there. Oh,
Subject to the decreasing enrolment numbers by 10 to reduce numbers of teachers by 1. Amendment to review the times for the no parking zone to enable people to park there during the day and night so it does not affect local businesses.
thank you. Everyone's clear on what the main.
Sorry, should it just add subject to consultation with the local traffic?
Oh, this
We don't have a
review, just like review, we don't have.
Yeah.
Councillor McNeil.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. Do we need to have councillors Dunn amendment also not only review but lead to change if that review is successful or allowable?
Well, I understood that was the result of the review to make sure that did.
Yeah, I was just
happen.
just curious whether the wording was effective in ensuring that we get a result.
Okay, all right. Everyone's clear on what the motion is. This is the foreshadowed motion with the reduction in pupils, the reduction in a teacher, and the restrictions on the stopping zone on the highway.
I wouldn't say does not affect local businesses because no one can perceive that.
Yeah, may not. May.
Reduce the effect.
To reduce the impact.
Well, it's councillor Dunn's amendment.
Can't read it. To reduce.
To reduce, okay.
To reduce the effect.
I think we all know the intent. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the intent. Okay, well, if there's no further discussion on that, I'll put that. All those in favour of that? 1, 2, 3, 4. All those against? Declare that motion failed. Okay, if that being the case, that both those motions fail. Have we have council position the council wants to put to the meeting?
Thank you. Probably in addition to councillor Scull's statement before with being 3 years too early, which is a fairly valid point, or we don't know the timeline for the bypass. Sadly, given that the traffic will be decreased in the main streets over a period of time anyway, and I tend to agree that overall the childcare centre is good for the community, being mindful, of course, of the safety aspect of the highway location. But I still think that Councillor Scull's point is fairly valid in that the traffic will decrease in the coming years in that area anyway. So my opinion is, or my statement probably is, better to have it there ready to go when that time actually comes and we can use that facility. Yes, it might be, well, we don't know the timeline, unfortunately, but it might be some time before the bypass happens. But again, we've got a facility that will benefit the town overall, that we can put plans in place to try and minimise, or maximise the safety of the students, teachers and traffic that's on the highway.
Thanks, councillor Morris. Being a planning matter, we have to come up with a decision, so the motion has lapsed. We need a decision. Anyone, council, a decision to put to council? Anyone got a motion, sorry, to council decision? Anyone want to move a motion for refusal?
Look, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't know the process to be able to do this. What I'm trying to say is somehow I'd like to be able to get the development to happen.
You want a motion for deferral?
Deferrals, thank you. That's probably exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you for helping. A motion to defer, yeah.
I agree.
Got to have a decision because it's a planning matter.
Yeah.
We need a reason. So we have to have, deferral at the same conditions. Without conditions haven't changed. Yeah, you can speak. Oh, sorry. You've moved to defer the matter. There'll be a seconder for that before we move into debate. Councillor Douglas has seconded. Councillor Morris, you wish to be heard again?
Thank you. No, I think the statement stands.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Douglas.
Yeah, I think it's good to defer it just so that it can come back and we can actually have where we've given the proponent time to come back to us to guarantee us that decrease in numbers to show the 3 parts, because I'd like to have that actually rectified.
Sorry, if I can just clarify, Councillor Douglas, the motion to reduce was defeated.
Oh, right. All right. Well, we can just defer.
Deferral would be for further consideration for the
Yeah.
developer to come back and talk to council
Yes.
in regards to a way forward with the matter. The reasons for refusal last time are there. They haven't changed. They remain the same. Deferral would be to further for the developer to further come back and talk to council staff, I should say. I did say
Yeah.
council, sorry. Council staff in regards to a proposal to move forward with the matter.
Thank you. Yes.
I agree.
Councillor Stiles.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Just 2 points. I don't particularly have a philosophical issue with regards to deferral, because I'd like to. I don't think really councillors Dunn's amendment is really, there really needs to be more understanding of where that ends up, and I don't think we've got that in the motion that was put up. So I have concern regards to that. So that deferral will help us strengthen that more. And the other issue with regard to Councillor Morris, yeah, it's great to have it there, but it's operating for 2 years with the highway the way it is. Do we negate any car accidents that happened in those 2 years? Fair question.
Thanks, Councillor Sculls. Deferral for the reasons already mentioned. We say they haven't been addressed. So I had a mover, Councillor Morris, a seconder, Councillor Douglas. Anyone else wish to be heard before I put this to the meeting?
Just want to clarify, like temple with the time frame or with the just next meeting or what?
Deferral would be until such time as the developer had given time to come back and talk to council. If that happened in time to make the next meeting, I would encourage the developer to do it if it's urgent, or if they see it as urgent. Of course, if the developer chooses not to come back and talk to staff, or do that within the next few weeks, couple of weeks in time to get it to the October meeting, of course, that's the developer's prerogative. He can do what they can do at that point. Any further questions, Councillor Bailey?
Given that it was already defeated at the previous meeting and defeated again tonight and nothing's changed, I don't see the difference it makes in deferring. I feel like it prolongs the inevitable.
Thanks, Councillor Bailey. Councillor Wood, this will be the last one before we move out. Councillor Marshall.
I also think that it's been defeated twice, and we have other applications to fulfil Councillor Morris's needs as far as childcare goes. So I'll be against it.
Thanks. We had biggest for and against. You're the last one.
So if we temper the application, then again we having on the same page, like if the traffic issue, concern is the same.
Thanks, Councillor Mahajan. That's it. Discussion. We have a motion for deferral. Moved by Councillor Morris, seconded by Councillor Douglas. I'll put that. All those that support deferral, all those for. 1, 2, 3, 4. All those against. Defeated. Someone want to move to, obviously, then to reject the application.
Yes, Mr Mayor, I would like to move to reject the application.
Councillor Marshall, thank you. Councillor Bailey, Councillor Marshall. Probably not any further debate. If there is, I'll give councillors one opportunity to ask. Any further debate? If not, I'll put that. All those in favour? Hold your hand, keep your hands up. We need to note on a planning matter. We need to note councillors. There's 8. You got those? Yeah. Those against? Against are Councillor Douglas, Morris, McNeil, and Ward. Thank you. Clear the matter dealt with. 10.1.3.
2.
Yeah.
2.
Okay, we have 10.1.2. A pretty important one too. Temporary workforce accommodation policy for adoption. It's obviously been so Barry for adoption.
Mr Mayor, around clause.
Yeah, we will. So the clause 4.3.5 reads, currently reads, during construction operation, any contractor, subcontractors, labour and materials will be procured locally. For the end of that, will be procured locally. We want to write where it is possible to do so. So that's the motion. So the motion in front of you will read as it is in the paper, where it is possible to do so will be on the end of that. Have I a mover for that motion? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Morris to second it. Councillor Marshall, you wish to be heard?
No.
Councillor Morris.
Thank you, no.
Anyone wish to be heard? Councillor Scholes.
Yeah. I find it's a situation we're discussing further because all I want to change is change one word, but this is the problem we're possibly going to have with the new code of meeting practice, because I suggest the word should be should. The things should be source statement. It doesn't say that's not a should, shall.
Well, practical,
I think that's a good idea, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
good idea.
Yes, yeah.
Should.
It takes
We're
away.
converting it from a shall to a should.
Okay, well, we had a mover in Councillor Marshall. You happy to write should rather than shall? Okay, thank you. The seconder was Councillor Morris.
Thank you.
You happy to accept the should?
No, well, yes, but I still think the condition should be there where possible.
Oh, yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh,
Councillor Scully only wanted to interchange that one word.
Change one word.
So-
Sorry, yes, I agree. That's the way I understand law,
Okay,
contract law, yes.
so should everyone understand? So it's only really the one word in the whole policy.
Yeah.
There's 1, 3, 4 words in the whole policy. Anyone else wish to be heard on the matter? Before we vote, I've got to commend the staff. It's a great policy. We are the first council, I understand, to do it. But certainly need to congratulate the staff. It's a fantastic move forward. It's certainly a move forward for somewhat very progressive council, which certainly proud to be able to be here and do that. It certainly is a great policy and a great way forward. That said, there's no further discussion. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors, and we better grab Councillor Barry. Thank you. (10.1.3) So it's the monthly report, our planning, environmental and regulatory services report. So the recommendation in the business paper is that the information contained in the report be noted. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Dunn, a seconder. Councillor Bailey. Councillor Dunn, wish to be heard. Councillor Bailey, any questions? That being said, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. Corporate services, fixing the day and hour of regular council meetings. Councillor Dunn is going to move. Councillor Dunn says she's going to move the motion in your paper. That includes now. She'll read it to us.
I would like to make the following amendment. Ordinary meetings of council will be held in the TEC meeting room, Level 1 Tertiary Education Centre, 87 Hill Street, Muswellbrook, ordinarily from 6 till 9 on the fourth Tuesday of each calendar month. Flexibility to change the commencement of meeting to be determined in consultation with councillors and published to council's website prior to the meeting.
Thank you, Councillor Dunn. And of course, 2, 3 and 4 all remain the same in your business paper. No changes. Have I seconded that? Councillor Morris. Councillor Dunn. That was to be heard?
No.
Councillor Morris. Councillor Sculls.
I'm quite happy with the motion. I just want to flag and put on the record, this public record with regards to the code of meeting practice and the requirement that the meetings be recorded and transmitted to the public live in live time. And the previous issues we've had at Sandy Hollow and Denman, and understand that we need to fix those particular problems with regards to that. Otherwise, we're not going to comply to our own rules with regards to having meetings in those locations.
Thanks, Councillor Sculls. Yes, now they're going to be live streamed. The draft is proposed. You preempting the decision of council with how the meeting practice. I'm not sure we have a whole lot of flexibility, but
I made a comment, basically.
Yeah, I think you're probably right to propose that way. Councillor Barry.
I'd also like to propose an amendment that we actually have 2 ordinary council meetings in Denman, one in April and one in July.
Thank you, Councillor Barry.
I'm not wearing my hat.
This is the first year that Councillor Woodruff hasn't been able to do that. Ably supported though by Councillor Barry. Do you accept the amendment, Councillor Dunn? Councillor Dunn does accept the amendment. Councillor Morris, you're the seconder. Do you accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
Okay, not too bad.
No.
Yeah, Councillor Neil.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a question in relation to Councillor Dunn's amendment, in terms of the flexible starting time. Do we need to include the notice to the public of that change, or is that just a given?
Yeah, that was in the amendment. The amendment was advertised on the council's website. Is part of what we're voting on. So the notification period.
Mr. Mayor, I think potentially I might be preempting you, Councillor McGill. Yeah, put it on the council website. How long prior to the meeting?
Yes, thank you, Councillor Sculls.
Yeah, I can probably, this again might be preempting, but I would say that the time will become consistent each month. No different to 6 o'clock has been now for the last quite a long time. Council, I imagine it will be the same time. So people like some in our gallery right at the moment might be one of the ones we need to let know of the starting time and regular in the gallery. So that said, any further questions? If there's not, I'll put that. Councillor Douglas.
I agree with the having the meetings doing Denman, subject to councillors being able to be online, because I feel that that's our right. If we actually can't attend in person, that we should be able to have the right to be online. So as long as our internet service is allowable of that, I don't have an issue with it.
Thank you, Councillor. And again, I might preempt what might happen later in the code meeting practice. Obviously, as we spoke about previously, that online conditions will change. They will certainly narrow to The only reasons online will be for your own health or carers' responsibilities.
Yeah.
That would be it. So, but certainly that, and it has, nothing's changed in regards to that requirement being an option. I'll put that, I'll put that, then we have a mover and a seconder. So this is, the only changes from here are the flexibility with the early starts and the 2 in Denman. So 2 council meetings in Denman. That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. Draft code of meeting practice. Maybe should have been the other way around. We should have this further. 10.2.2 draft code of meeting practice for public exhibition. The recommendation in the business paper is that 1, council provides notice of intention to adopt the draft code of meeting practice by placing it on public exhibition via the council's website for a period of 42 days, and 2, a further report be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during this exhibition period. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Douglas and Councillor Marshall. Councillor Douglas, Councillor Marshall.
Yes.
Anyone wish to be heard? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. Regional motions for the 2025 Local Government Conference. So the recommendation in front of you is that council endorses 1, the regional motions provided in the report and their lodgement to the 2025 Local Government New South Wales Annual Conference, which will be held on 23 to 25 November 2025, and 2, directly lodging the endorsed motions to local government by the closing date of 30 September 2025. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Bailey. Councillor Marshall, wish to be heard?
Only to congratulate yourself. I'd like to congratulate the Mayor for a job well done. I think most of those motions belong to us.
Pretty happy about that too, Councillor Marshall. Councillor Bailey? Anyone else wish to be heard? Okay, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. Report on investments 10.2.4. As at 31 August 2025, the recommendation in the business paper is for noting. So council notes council's investments as at 31 August 2025. Councillor Scholes, Councillor Ward, with Councillor Morris this time. Councillor Scholes, you wish to be heard?
No.
Councillor Ward?
Nothing good.
Money's good. It is. Any questions? Any questions in regards to the report? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimously carried. Thank you. 10.2.5 2025 Union Picnic Day. The recommendation in the business paper is that council approves the 2025 Union Picnic Day to be held on 3 October 2025. Have I a mover? Councillor Morris and Councillor Hartley. Councillor Morris.
Thank you, Matt.
Councillor Hartley. Councillor Mahajan.
Just want to clarify, what was aquatic center there open?
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Mahajan. I understand that the aquatic centre and the animal shelter will both remain open on that day. Will both be attended and remain open on that day. Good point.
Does that require an amendment to the report? Or just
no, it doesn't. That operation matters, Councillor Morris. No further questions. I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. Infrastructure and property. So Sandy Hollow curb and gutter concept plan, footpath connection for bus shelter. The recommendation of the business paper is that Council 1 endorses the concept plans for the curb and gutter design attached to the report and provides endorsement in principle for the design for future works and approves an allocation of $25,000 from the 2025-2026 new footpath budget to be used for construction of the missing link of 50 metres of footpath across the front of the Sandy Hollow School to provide an accessible path to the new bus shelter. Have I a mover? Councillor Bailey, Councillor Douglas, Councillor Marshall. Councillor Bailey, you should be heard.
Well, yeah, looks like a good plan, and I think it'll be a win for Sandy Hollow.
You, Councillor Douglas.
I just want to thank the council staff involved with this. This has been long overdue and it's going to be well received by the community. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? Councillor Marshall.
I can say the same thing. It's good to see something like this happen at the school, senior school, and it'll only make the place more livable.
Yeah, great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Councillor Sculls, I will indulge.
Yeah, no, it's great. This is good, great stuff. We just resolved the bus stop for the buses that have come from Sandy Hollow and bring the kids into St Joseph's and the high school and up to Scone Grammar. That's been a thorn in our side out there for a long time, and it really needs to be progressed and solved.
To ensure the residents of Sandy Hollow it's past stage 1 of a staged process. No further questions. I'll put that then. I'll do it a second up. Councillor Bailey and Councillor Douglas. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare it unanimous and carried. 10.3.2 draft future fund policy and current schedule. So the recommendation in front of you is that council adopts the future fund policy and the current schedule. Councillors Sculls and Morris. Sculls moved, Morris seconded. Councillor Sculls?
No.
Councillor Morris?
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate all that was involved with this document. I think it's a wonderful plan to move forward with the future fund, which will ultimately benefit the community anyway. So yes, congratulations to all that was involved.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone else wish to be heard? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? We have none against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. 10.3.3. So council response to Transport for New South Wales and the Energy Co option 1B access route to the New England Res. The recommendation in the business paper is that council resolves to 1, authorise public exhibition of the oversized overmass vehicle movements policy outlined in this report for a minimum of 28 days, and 2, delegate authority to the General Manager to finalise the draft policy following consideration of any public submissions, provided amendments do not result in any material changes to the draft policy as exhibited. Have I a mover? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Ward. Councillor Marshall, wish to be heard?
Probably just to congratulate Kelly on councillor on a great report.
Thank you, Councillor.
I was going to say,
Councillor Ward?
Yes, and that's coal mine.
This, yep, I understand, Councillor Ward, this is all oversized, overmass, regardless whether it's a coal mine or a renewable energy project. Yes.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oversized, all oversized, overmass. There is no distinction.
Yeah.
Correct? Thank you. Any further questions? I'll put that then. All those in favour? We have none against, and I declare that carried. Thank you. 10.3.4, Central West Arana Renewable Energy Zone, Port to Res Road upgrade. So Section 138 Roads Act permit, then Gallalink Road, Denman Road intersection. The recommendation of the business paper is that Council 1 delegates to the General Manager the authority to sign the Section 138 Roads Act 1993 permit for BMD to undertake the construction of the intersection upgrades and associated works as outlined in the report and generally in accordance with the attached special conditions, and 2, advises Energy Co that council does not provide in principle support to facilitate the dedication of a small parcel of acquired land along the Wailong Road as public road under the Roads Act 1993 for an oversized overmass pullover bay at the proposed location due to the reasons and risks identified in the report, with a recommendation that an alternative location be considered. Have I a mover? Councillor Sculls and Councillor Barry. Councillor Sculls.
Okay, first of all, endorse the motion and the report that's been completed, particularly with regards to council officers identifying the inadequacy of the placement of the pullover zone. I also like to acknowledge that as far as we're aware as a council, that is the only pullover place for these loads within the Shire. So when they enter, it's coming across the Hunter River down at Coolmore and they leave out near Gungaul, there's one place where people will be able to go past truck that's been able to pull over to let them through. I can see great issues arising in the future, and I have concerns. I also note from it's mentioned in the previous report, council officers have been discussing this issue with the particular body concerned since 2021, and I still don't think they fully understand their obligations with regards to the safety of other traffic users.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. Councillor Barry. Anyone else? Anyone else wish to be heard? Councillor Morris.
I'll offer an amendment to point 2, which is with the recommendation that an alternative can be considered, but we need to make that alternative reasonably close and in that area at least, because there's Councillor Scholes brought up a danger that they might put it 30 kilometres down the road, which doesn't help us at all.
Richard.
Mr. Mayor, if I could.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If Sharon can agree, be considered in consultation with council staff. I think that would
Thank you. That would do. Yeah, I accept that. Okay. You accept it.
So we have a mover. We have added to the end of those words at the end of 2 that be considered in consultation with Muswellbrook Council staff.
Yep.
Okay, Susie, in consultation with Muswellbrook Council staff. Now we have the mover and the seconder, Councillor Scholes and Councillor Barry. Both accept that amendment. Thank you. Any questions, any clarification on that matter, on that? That said, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. It's certainly good support to staff. Councillor Scholes, as you say, for a long road. Sometimes a long frustrating road.
Long and winding road.
It is. 10.35, 2025-2026 General Building Capital Program. The recommendation in the paper in front of you is that council approves the 2025-2026 General Building Renewal Program as provided in the report. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Morris. Have I a seconder? Councillor Hartley. Councillor Morris.
No, thank you.
Councillor Hartley. Anyone? Any questions, clarifications? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Is there any against? There's not. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.36 Muswellbrook Coal Company Section 138 Roads Act Permit Muswell Creek Road. So the recommendation reads, council delegates to the general manager authority to sign the Section 138 Roads Act 1993 permit for Muswellbrook Coal Company to undertake maintenance activities on Muswell Creek Road and associated works, as outlined in the report and generally in accordance with the special conditions attached to the report. Have I a mover? Councillor Marshall and Councillor Scholes will second it. Councillor Marshall.
Kelly's getting wrap up now. I'd just like to congratulate her again on a very good report and a very good outcome.
Councillor Scott.
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that. With regards to the milling and the asphalt components at the intersection and at the crossover of the railway bridge, that's for people who understand the construction of roads, that's a long-term, strong wearing road surface that would be on for turning areas, and it's an excellent result.
Thank you, Councillor Scholes, and congratulations going to the staff. Any further questions? Being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Again, I have none against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Community and economy. Awarding of a community grant or contribution. So it's the Muswellbrook Childcare Centre Trivia Night. The recommendation reads that council approves a community grant cash of $1,000 to Muswellbrook Childcare Centre for costs associated with the staging of a trivia night at Muswellbrook South Public School on Friday, 3 October 2025. Have I a mover? Councillor Douglas, Councillor Dunn. Councillor Douglas?
No.
Councillor Dunn?
No.
Thank you. Any questions, clarifications? None. Being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? There isn't any against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Muswellbrook Shire event strategy. Okay. The recommendation in the business paper is that council endorses the Muswellbrook Shire Council event strategy 2025 to 2030. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Douglas. And the seconder for our event strategy, Councillor Morris. Councillor Douglas.
Yes, I just want to compliment the council staff. It's a lot of work that's gone into this, and I've been very proud to be on this council when some of these events have started and been scheduled, and there's a lot of work done. So please thank the staff on our behalf.
Thank you, Councillor Morris.
Thank you. I'm excited to see what this policy is going to bring to the town. In fact, I know what it's going to bring to the town. It's going to be a burnt out tourism, bring a lot of people to our area and see what a beautiful part of the valley we live in. Congratulations on a fantastic report and a fantastic policy or foresight as to what we can do.
Thanks, Councillor Morris. Anyone else wish to be heard? Before I put it on, a couple of words. I agree, Council, we have to pivot in a number of areas, and tourism and bringing people to the town is one of those areas. I've got to say our events team, the events team at Council have pivoted very quickly, very easily and very well. Fantastic job. Great strategy, and I'm sure you're right, the economic boost to this community will be extraordinary, I think. So whoever books the acts for Dim and Wine and Food does a pretty good job too, I'll tell you. We've got that covered up. So there being no further questions, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. The Indigenous Community Consultation. So these are the minutes, 8 September 2025. So the recommendation in front of you is for noting that Council notes the minutes of the Indigenous Community Consultation meeting held on 8 September 2025. Have I a mover? Councillor Hartley, a seconder. Councillor Morris. Councillor Hartley. Councillor Morris.
No, thank you.
Any questions? Again, moving forward nicely, that committee. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. We now move more minutes of committee meetings. So 11.1, Community and Economy Committee meeting 13 May. The recommendation is that for noting the Council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Community and Economy Committee held on 13 May 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Barry and Councillor Dunn. Anyone wish to be heard? I'll put those. All those in favour? Any against? None against. Thank you. 11.2, the Community and Economy Committee 12 August. The recommendation of the business paper notes that the minutes of the meeting of the Community and Economy held on 12 August 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover for that? Councillors Marshall and Barry. Any questions about those minutes? Councillor Morris.
Sorry, curious. I should have brought this up on the previous one as to why they were the May report earlier.
Thank you, Councillor. It was just a oversight. We thought that they had been reported, and once we realised the correct situation.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Sorry, the minutes reflect that I was at the meeting on the 12th of August. You chaired the meeting.
Oh, no.
But you can talk about that. You don't have to be there.
Missed that, sorry.
Was it the Wednesday that? No, ignore me.
No,
it wasn't Wednesday.
No,
It's all right, ignore me.
Okay, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare it unanimous and carried. Thank you. 11.3, Infrastructure and Property Committee. More minutes for noting. Council notes the minutes of the meeting, the Infrastructure and Property Committee held on 12 August 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Infrastructure and Property mover, Councillor Scholes, Councillor Ward. Anyone wish to be heard? Any questions? I'll put that then to the meeting. All those in favour, raise your right hand. Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. 11.4, Future Fund Committee meetings, 2 September. So recommendation for noting is that Council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Future Fund Committee held on 2 September 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a move of Future Fund? Councillor Scholes and Morris. Any questions about those minutes? If there's not, I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous and carried. Thank you. 11.5, Muswellbrook Sport and Rec Committee meeting 2 September 2025. So the recommendation in the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Muswellbrook Sport and Recreation Committee meeting held on 2 September 2025. Have I a mover? Councillor Marshall and Councillor Hartley. Any questions in regards to those minutes?
I would just like to compliment, I'd just like to compliment Councillor Hartley on his handling of the particular committee. The committee is a pleasure to attend these days, and I congratulate him.
Councillor Sculls, any further questions? All those in favour? I have none against. Declare it unanimous and carried. Thank you. Denman Sport and Rec Committee, 4 September 2025. Recommendation of business papers that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Denman Sport and Rec Committee meeting held on 4 September 2025. Have I a mover? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Ward. Councillor Barry was too slow. Any questions of those minutes? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare it unanimous and carried. Thank you. 11.7, State Significant Development Committee meeting, 9 September 2025. Again, for noting, council notes the minutes of the meeting of the State Significant Development Committee held on 9 September 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. So the SSD Committee, a mover. Councillor Hartley, a seconder.
Yeah.
Councillor Ward. Any questions about those minutes? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimously adopted. 11.8, Finance and Governance Committee, 9 September. The recommendation of the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Finance and Governance Committee held on 11 September 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover of Finance and Governance? Councillor Barry, and Councillor Morris is prepared to second that. Any questions about those minutes? That being the case, no questions. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. We'll move on to council reports, and I will start on my left. Councillor Douglas. Councillor Sculls.
Earlier this month, with two council officers, I attended the Water and Waste Conference for local government down in Albury. No earth-shattering observations were really made with regards to it. The interesting thing, particularly that sticks in my mind, is regards to the wetlands and the river walks that they have down there, and the use of council officer Sculls, the use of asphalt as a on their walks as opposed to concrete. It seemed like a very, very good way they were doing it. Most of the things have issues. Albury has we think we have a concern with regards to our costs with regards to our water treatment. The particular council down there right now, they walked into a nearly a 700,000, if I remember rightly, bill to try and get up to speed with regards to where the water council lights. I can't remember the exact amount again. It was quite a large amount that the Albury Council did not have the money for, and it's a major concern with regards to that.
In terms of
Infrastructure.
you're looking to supply water.
Yeah. Yeah. The town was basically around the wrong way for where the water was coming from. The other thing, which was totally away from the water itself, but was the use of an old pump shed. But this they turned it into an art craft progressive workshop, and it was magnificent the way it had done it. Was respecting an old building. It was a good use of an old building. This is why I bring it up, because I think we're going to inherit some old buildings fairly soon. What surprised me with regards to it. I don't think we could operate the way they do, in that they actually staff this particular complex from council staff, which is, I don't think we've got the wherewithal to be able to do that. But it was a good example. Some councils followed away. If we get a building coming up at some stage that needs an occupancy that actually respects the building, So the exterior of the building was left in place, and all the infrastructure that was required for pottery and all the rest of it was within the frame of that building without touching the heritage part of the building. It was quite an impressive place. That's it.
Hey, Councillor Scholes, Councillor Morris,
No, thank you.
Councillor Barry, Councillor Marshall,
Aye.
Councillor Mahajan, Councillor McNeil.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to pass on a congratulations and thanks from Sean Henderson to Muswellbrook Council. And he writes that he'd like to congratulate Council on the choice and management of the demolition contractor in Bridge Street, adjacent to his premises, and particularly thank Kelly Scholes and Kath, who is the operator of the dust collection machine. So very happy with the consultation and the professionalism.
That's great, Councillor McNeil, to get that. I think Kelly Scholes, the National Goal start a day off tomorrow.
How about next Friday?
Councillor Bailey.
I'd just like to commend the mayor and staff and also the AGL Energy on the launch on the 9th of September of the new hospitality training cafe. I attended that and I thought it was very well received by everyone there. It was really exciting to see.
Councillor Hartley, Councillor Dunn, Councillor Ward. Just briefly, I have a couple I attended on behalf of Council, the AGL dinner. Councillor Barry also attended, for different reasons. She's an employee. Very good. The reason I raise it particularly is, of course, the way AGL certainly treat their employees is certainly quite well. It was well attended function at Denman, but also to raise the venue for the function. So the venue was the first main event they've had in the new marquee at Two Rivers in Denman. All I can say is outstanding venue. For our council, for our Shire to have a venue like that, it rivals lots of venues I've been to in the Lower Hunter and other parts of the area. Fantastic venue, great spot, and certainly something that they should be quite proud of out there. And the service was pretty good too. So yeah, great, certainly a great event. This week we had the Committee for the Hunter. So Committee for the Hunter is an advocacy group that advocates particularly for jobs in the Hunter. They decided this week to have their board meeting here. So I spoke at that board meeting yesterday, the Committee for the Hunter. They're quite interested in what's going on, particularly in this Shire, and certainly what advocacy work and what help they can give us in this Shire. So that was certainly was good to have them in our Donald Horn building yesterday, have their board meeting in the Donald Horn building. And this afternoon, I've spent some time on a bus with a number of consul generals from about 14 different countries, I understand. Consul generals over here, effectively looking at investment industry and what we've got to offer. They've visited a number of places today, but in our Shire, they visited AGL. So they visited sites at AGL. They visited the BHP Mount Arthur mine. They had a tour of our melt centre this afternoon. So they've certainly got, myself and the economic development officer in their ear all afternoon about just how good it is and just how good we are here and how keen we are to have the investment. So, certainly welcome to have, as I say, 15 countries, consul generals from about 14 to 15 countries, which is certainly good for this council in this area, and so we continue that close association with those. We have no written questions. I'll just open it up to the floor. Questions for next meeting? Is there any questions for next meeting? That being the case, no question. Councillor McNeil.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just two questions. I was wondering if we'd landed on a date for the unveiling of the Tom Gill Memorial Pavilion, and whether we can get an update on the state government's promised resource assistance to our planning department.
Sorry, the first one was the Tom Gill.
Yep.
Yeah, the general manager.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. I'll ask for the director.
Yes, thank you, councillor McNeil. We don't have an exact date yet, but we're hoping to time it with the cricket season, so we'll come back to the councillors very shortly with that.
And councillor Neil, you said your second question.
Second question, can we get an update on the state government's promised resource assistance to the planning department?
Yes, we can. Not right now, because I sent it to you yesterday.
Yeah, no. Next meeting's fine, Mr Mayor.
Okay, no worries. You might not have checked your emails, councillor Neil. Okay. No,
yeah, and just in relation to Matt's response, if I may, yeah, the cricket season's not far away, and I think that would be an appropriate timeline. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Being no further
in terms of Tom Gill, yeah.
Adjournment into closed council. Someone want to move? We have mover and a second. Mover, councillor Douglas. Second, councillor Hartley. All those in favour? None against? Be that unanimous and carried. Okay. Thank you. Closed council item 17.1, 2024-2025 0635 supply and delivery of track loader. The recommendation of the business paper is that Council 1 accepts the tender submitted by Liebherr Australia Proprietary Limited under contract 2024-2025 0635 for the supply and delivery of a track loader for the sum of 849,000 exclusive to GST, and 2 delegates authority to the General Manager to sign the contract. The second item we dealt with in closed council was the Richmond Grove Road maintenance, and the recommendation that's been endorsed by councillors is 1, that Council 1 accepts the landowner's request to resume maintenance responsibilities for the section of Richmond Grove Road beyond CH 1.4 kilometres upon receipt of a contribution of 50,000 towards the cost of work to bring the road up to a standard satisfactory to council, and commitment by way of a section 138 permit application to formalise accesses off the public road to meet required rural road access standards, and 2, includes a section of Richmond Grove Road from CH 1.4 kilometres to the end of the public road, approximately CH 6 kilometres in Council's Road Asset Register, and 3, endorses the use of the roads to recovery funding to the upper limit of 350,000 to undertake a scope of work to renew the sealed road pavement. That was the matters we dealt with in closed council. That was all the matters we had to deal with tonight, and I declare the meeting closed at 7:38 p.m. Thank you, councillors.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, Lon.
Thank you.